Gentlemen, I'm going to go a bit light on the jokes in this video because the coins I'm about to talk about, the pump I see coming, the move I think is about to be made, could happen as soon as tomorrow, could happen as soon as next week. This is extremely urgent. And if you don't catch this move, if you are still sidelined at this point, this is the point where you start entering the phase of the bull run where you are too late. You are entering or having to enter at massive risk. And the gains you're going to see, you're not going to see these incredible gains unless you take some crazy trades. This is your last chance to avoid that, which is the #1 thing you have to do if you want to have success in crypto. And like I said, this is extremely urgent, which is why I'm not doing jokes. I'm not going to do some big overproduced video. Actually, what am I talking about? The quality of content on this channel is dog shit. We all know it, but let's act like it's not. I'm not going to make one of those because I need to get this to you now. Look, if you're watching Bitcoin cross 100K right now, you're probably on YouTube bouncing around thinking, what's next? Or you're digging around thinking you have to ape into some meme coins or some bizarre projects right now before it's too late. And what is next is very clear. And getting into these new hypey, crazy little project pumps that are going on right now, I think they will continue to do well this room, but it's not the move right now. And what we're looking at right now, I haven't been this confident since I was last November. And if you were with us last November, yes, we've been making content this entire time in the last 4 years. I pointed out Bitcoin was entering a bull. It's time to buy low caps and mid caps and altcoins. If you look at the prices of all those coins right now, they're up 5 to 10x now, entering the bull run and about to do their next leg up to do another 5-10x. This is the thing we've been playing for, the thesis we've been going after for years on this channel. And I think very strongly that move is about to happen right now. And everyone's going to absolutely hate this move because everybody's going to be off sides of this. Nobody's looking at this right now. And everybody's busy messing around in meme coins. Now, I'm not here to hate on meme coins. Do your thing. However, what no one is expecting, and the move I think is about to happen, is the boomer move. The move in boomer coins. All the old classic vintage coins. On top of this, in this video, I'm going to break down some of the sub coins, the smaller coins that are going to move extremely hard. I'm talking 5-10x's very quickly due to this move. And a lot of things that are hyped in crypto right now that you're probably hearing about, everybody's texting me about meme coins right now. They're sitting at massive hyped up prices. Well, the value of these things are in the dumpster. And the reason why everybody is going to hate it is everybody is involved in all these hypey things going on. And then these things are just going to move. They're going to skyrocket and it's going to catch everybody off sides. And again, I feel the same exact way I felt last November. The risk is a little bit higher than it was then. But if you're going to catch this bull run and you're going to lock in and get a hold position where you can just sit on it for the rest of the bull run and be in immense profit the entire time so it's comfy to hold and you're not having to take these high risk trades to get everybody killed, this is the chance to get in. After this, the bull is in full swing, and I think we'll make it very clear with the charts and everything I show you right now. And like I said before, I think due to this boomer move that we see coming, we're going to see a sub-niche of coins I'm going to discuss in this video that are going to move turbo hard. The boomer coins are going to move, and then these coins underneath them are going to go into massive speculation as everybody moves in from the hypey stuff in crypto and tons of institutional money rolls in, and it's all going to start hitting these coins especially hard. There's so much money in the market right now, and so few of these coins. When the money flows in, and you need to take a position now. So without further ado, I think I've talked this up enough. One thing I'm going to tell you right now, follow me on Twitter at Becker because I talk about these moves and everything I'm seeing much sooner. I can only make like one of these videos a week. On top of that, if you're looking to get into the meme coin I'm dropping, which I know a lot of you degenerate f***s are, the hype on this thing is already getting a little bit silly. All the details for that are on my Twitter too. Speaking of which, this video will have the first cipher, the first puzzle, as well as information on the drop date and time, all presented in a non-clear way to f*** with your mind because, I think it's funny. So without further ado, let me show you what I'm looking at right here. Let me show you what I'm talking. Gents, also before we continue in the video, please read the disclaimer below. I usually make a 2-minute monologue with this. I don't want to waste any time in this video. Please read it. It's personally run by me. It's extremely important. Crypto is extremely dangerous. Please read the disclaimer in the description. Thank you. Talking about. So look, as I make this video, Bitcoin is sitting at 99,000. And so this seems like an outrageously high price, or maybe it does to you. I don't think it is. In the context of everything that's going on in Bitcoin, and if we look at the last run, if we look at how money is moving in and all the countries and institutions buying it, I don't think this is a high price at all for Bitcoin. I think we have a ways to run right here. But we're not going to make our money and Bitcoin. Bitcoin is more like the S&P 500 of crypto. You're not going to get rich doing it, but I think you can consistently buy Bitcoin just over the long term, and it's consistently going to make you money. But this is not where we make lots of money, which is our goal in this channel. We're degenerates. We're here to gamble. What we need to understand is what Bitcoin is doing and how it relates to every other coin on the market and what it's going to trigger. So the thing I want to show you first off is we need to go back and look all the way back to last run. And what I'm going to show you right here also is very similar to the 2017 run that is right here, which looks like a little ant bubble right here. So if we go and look at last run, let's look at when Bitcoin really started to move. It did a huge move to 18,000 and just kind of hung out. And then it did another move to about 37,000. Clearly doubling the last all-time high almost. So the equivalent of this based on last run's top, which I believe was 69,000, we'd have to get to about 140,000 to even be in this zone right here. Okay, so we haven't hit this move yet. All right, this move has not come. This move from here to here. I think we are about right here on this. And you're going to think, oh, we can't just use the last run, whatever. It's lining up almost perfectly. It's getting weird. Now, what we have to look at is these specific dates right here. If we look at November 20th, 2020, and then let's look at 1/13/2021. Now, if we go look at the same dates on Ethereum, for example, you can see during this time, ETH did something similar to what it's doing right now, becoming extremely disappointing. Now, look, I hate ETH. I think it's broken technology, but technology doesn't really matter in crypto, okay? Just put all that aside. What matters is fundamentals and narrative. That's it. So you can see in this time frame when Bitcoin was doing that huge move, its first mega move right here in November, Ethereum wasn't moving at all. You can see Ethereum barely did anything. It didn't do a mega move or anything. It just kind of tapped up a little bit, kind of like we're seeing right now. And you can see when it went and did its huge move, similar to the move we're seeing in Bitcoin right now, this happened almost a month, 20, 30 days after Bitcoin did its first initial big move. So what are we seeing right now? We're seeing Bitcoin make a move very, very similar to this move right here. And what are we seeing right now? We're seeing Ethereum go and make this same kind of mini move right here, right here. Okay, it's making this little mini pump right here. And I expect Ethereum to then go and make its next move probably within 10 to 20 days of Bitcoin making this move right here. What I think is going to happen, especially if we overlay this with past moves, is Bitcoin is making its traditional first move first. And if you don't know, I talked about this a lot last video, and I think you should go watch last video too, because it covers the entire altcoin rotation and everything going on. But most people are super soggy on their utility in altcoins right now, but they're completely forgetting the traditional bull run equation is Bitcoin makes its massive moves, and only when Bitcoin starts to settle down do all the altcoins start to move. Until we see Bitcoin find a base, I don't think we're going to see that. Now, what Bitcoin is either going to do right here is it's going to settle around 95,000 or something like that, or we're going to pump straight past 100,000, probably hit like 110,000, and then Billy bobble around 110 to 95. This move right here is complete in my eyes. Then we're going to see this next move kind of shortly after. But what we need to focus on is when Ethereum does this, because when Ethereum does this, this is where all of the boomer coins that I talked about are going to explode. So what are boomer coins? These are coins in crypto right now that everybody hates. Everybody is completely obsessed with meme coins and meme coins and meme coins. And this is what's driven Solana, the crazy numbers and speculation. It's put the Phantom app at the top of the App Store. Everybody is rushing in it. You get all over TikTok, Solana, meme coins, Solana, meme coins. And I get it. It's sexy. It's hot. I think meme coins are going to have a very strong place in the rest of this bull run. But it's not the place to be looking right now. I think we're about to actually see the good old-fashioned, boring as traditional crypto move, which is where first thing we're going to see is we're going to see all the boomer coins start to move. This is going to be coins like XRP, which has already moved super hard, but also going to be coins we're actually seeing this start literally right now. We're probably going to see, I hate to say it, I don't have any good cuckold jokes in the tank. I apologize. I know you guys want me to compare Cardano holders to Chuck E. Cheese employees and talk about how much their wives cheat on them. It's funny. I get it, but I'm in a serious mood this morning. I don't have time to talk about how these guys live under a staircase like Harry Potter in their dark little dens collecting butt plugs. I don't have time for that today. This is a serious channel. We're talking about serious things. We're going to see boomer coins like Cardano, like AVAX, like Chainlink, like DOT, all these boring coins that nobody's invested in right now. We're going to see them all move really, really, really hard. And then people are suddenly going to get into crypto as a technology again. What is going to happen as soon as Bitcoin crosses 100K or when it gets past this, all of retail is going to FOMO in. And the thing is, making money in meme coins right now is extremely difficult. I know that might be news to you, but there's 50,000 meme coins coming out a day. Everybody's investing in it. Everybody's chasing it. I'm getting text messages nonstop. I don't know if this is the top for meme coins, but this is definitely not early in them. And the number one thing people do in crypto is they go, all right, this seems topped. Where can I move my money to next? And I guarantee you, these people are not going to keep all their money in meme coins, because the number one definition of all the money that's entered crypto recently and all the money entering the main coins right now is FOMO. They want to go where the action is. That's the number one defining characteristic. And we're about to see all these institutions and big funds. Bitcoin's going to get to 110K, 120K, whatever. And in countries and now everyone else is going to start buying it. And people are going to say, what is next? Where can I get similar Bitcoin-like gains? You have to understand these countries and institutions buying, they're not looking for 50Xs. They're looking for 3, 4Xs over the next couple of years. Where are they going to get that at? It's going to be the boomer coins. You combine that with all that retail FOMO moving over into these coins, we're going to see massive, massive pumps, and people suddenly start getting back into the technology narrative, which is, again, just like the meme narrative. It's just a story people tell themselves about why a coin is going to pump hard. None of these coins down here actually do anything in society right now, just like meme coins. It's all the same shit. You have to get that out of your head. So what does this mean for you? There's 2 places I think are going to pump super duper hard. There's actually 3. 2 of them are the most boomer, old school, vintage, 60-year-old alcoholic man who talks about Vietnam all day kind of coins. The other one's a little bit edgy that I'm going to get to in this video. I think that one's going to pump the hardest. So look, if I'm an investor here and I'm looking to make some money and take a position right now, what would I be doing? I'm going to give you 3 levels of degen right here. The obvious move is I think Solana is probably going to go to 500, 600, maybe 1,000. I had a really good friend of mine who's very smart and called this entire run since like $14 Solana. He got in at the absolute bump. He thinks it's going to 2,000. We'll see about that. I think that's totally on the table, but like, if I'm waiting for a $2,000 Solana to be taking profits. However, what I would be doing right now is, yeah, you definitely want to have Solana in your portfolio. And yes, I think Ethereum is about to move here. Everybody hates Ethereum. It's been the most disappointing coin this entire run. But I'm going to tell you something. When Bitcoin was moving and making its move back then, everybody hated Ethereum too. And then it just does this crap. So keep that at your own caution. That being said, we're going to see all the boomer coins start to move. Now, I don't really hold any Ethereum. I don't really know about BNB because it's the old Solana. Last run, all the meme coins, all the crazy stuff was happening on BNB. That was its edge. Solana just beats it there, and I haven't seen anything cool happening with BNB at all. I think it's going to pump with everything else. I don't think it's going to do anything special, though. I think the coins that are going to pump super duper hard here soon is going to be Cardano. I think we easily go back to its old all-time high. It's going to be horrible. These people are going to get very loud again. It's going to be terrible, but this is just something we accept is going to happen. I think AVAX is going to pump super duper hard. Now, we've been talking about AVAX since literally about $12 in November. This is just to give you context in the move I made in November. When Bitcoin was at like 37K or whatever, that's when I was like, okay, it looks like the bull's back on. So that's when I told everybody to FOMO on the altcoins and midcaps. So for example, you see we almost nailed the absolute low on AVAX right here. And I think AVAX is about to make its big, big giant move. And I think we easily go back to an all-time high in AVAX. So I think the boomer coins are just about to go back to their old all-time highs. We look at Chainlink. I don't know. Chainlink should be skyrocketing because it's the most useful coin in all of crypto. But like I said, technology, usefulness, actual fundamentals, that's boring. That's a butt plug covered in Tabasco sauce. Nobody wants to get in on that. That's like the 3rd time I mentioned butt plugs on this video. There might be a trend here. I think DOT's going to run really, really hard. And really, I think we're going to see Uniswap. I think we're going to see Polygon run really, really hard, especially with Polymarket doing so well. That narrative is just there. And maybe even some Arboretum. Now, I'm not really in on all these. My big bet here is just going to be on AVAX. I would also bet really hard on Cardano. Call it a day. You can split it across all these. It's fine, I guess. But I think if you get into, let's say, something that's going to pump really hard. So let's say we got like HBAR right here. I think HBAR maybe will do like, if HBAR does a 5x, AVAX is going to do 4x. And at that point, who cares? This is not where we're going to make the crazy gains at. If you're looking for the next big moves are going to be that everybody's been chasing in mainstream coins, this is where it's going to be at. I'm not really confident in meme coins. Now, I'm not the meme coin caller on this channel. I do think there's some really cool memes coming up, and I think there's some memes that are going to do very well. I think Peanut's going to do really well. I think a little horse coin underneath it named Cheyenne is going to do really well. I think Dogecoin and Pepe are going to do really well. There's this new coin come up here really cool called Shiro. I think it's going to do really well, but I don't think it's memes time to shine. I don't know if they're going to dump hard right here, and I think even if they do dump hard, they're going to come rocketing back as soon as this rotation's done, but I don't think this is meme coins time to shine. They're just too stretched out. The mini and liquidity in it is too thin. We're going to see people say, all right, I'm done gambling, and they're going to start rolling their money back in these more stable coins right here. Now, what do I think will pump as a result of this? If we're going to get boomer as shit here, this is where we get kind of degenerate boomer, all right? If we're going to do degenerate and boomer as shit, I think NFTs are going to run. Nobody's going to agree with me here. And nobody's paying attention to NFTs at all. But if you were on my Twitter, I pointed out like 2 weeks ago, hey, CryptoPunks are going to run. you should buy CryptoPunks. They were like $80,000 or something like that. Now they're at 130. There's only 10,000 of these things. They are by far the staple of who's cool in crypto. I'm an OG kind of shit. These are going to run, but other NFTs are going to run super hard as well. Fidenzas, Beeples, Bored Apes, maybe. I think the apes are getting their shit together. Pudgy Penguins. And of course, I'm super bullish on my project, Neo Tokyo. That's related to gaming. And I think that project is going to absolutely skyrocket as soon as the gaming bull run takes off, which is probably going to happen in 2025. I'm mentioning Neo Tokyo right now because everyone in the community is going to be like, why aren't you mentioning Neo Tokyo with all these other NFTs? And so I'm kind of just saying this to settle them down. These are boomer NFTs. These are like the art collectibles. I think the art collectible NFTs are going to do very, very well. Neo Tokyo is more like a community-based NFT where all the best investors in game investing come together. If you've seen the graphic with every single major gaming project is in there, and it's full of every single person that wants an edge who's going to be crushing it in gaming. But that's a completely different type of group that's kind of more connected to the gaming bull run. So if you're watching this, you're inside Neo Tokyo. Very bullish on it, but I think it's time for the art collectibles right now. So am I saying if you're watching this channel, go buy a CryptoPunk? No, they're $130,000. Unless you're comically rich like me, you're not going to be getting one of these. That's fine. There are tons of ways to invest in NFTs. For example, a lot of CryptoPunks are tokenized. There's tokens tied to this. You can just invest in CryptoPunks by buying one of the tokens. For example, a person gets like 40 of these things and then puts them in a wrapper, and then there's tokens, and the tokens basically give you ownership to a percentage of those punks. Same thing with Fidenzas, which I think are going to start moving. You can already see Fidenzas are already starting to pick up again right here. And so that's my first boomer thesis right here. If you look at apes and everything, they're all kind of showing these little hints of popping up. And I think once these start moving, everyone's going to FOMO back into them super hard because there's nothing that makes you cooler in crypto than having one of these OG art NFTs. Now, I don't think this is where a brunt of the amount of money is going to come in. You have to understand, very little money can move the NFT market like crazy. So if you're into that type of stuff, that's where I'd be looking. But the thing or the place I think is going to move the most is going to be AI crypto. So why is this? A lot of people are going to be asking, well, Alex, what about gaming crypto? You're really big on that. Yes, I am super big on gaming crypto. I think that's going to move super duper hard in this move as well. However, I think gaming crypto is very much more tied to adoption. Now, if you look at gaming crypto right now, Off the Grid is getting crazy amounts of views on Twitch. We are seeing a lot of games and gaming companies perking up their ears to NFTs and tokenizing their in-game assets, their money, currency in the games. I think in 2025, we're going to see the massive crypto gaming bull run. I don't think it's going to move on hype alone because the narrative in gaming isn't the hype right now. Long term, it is probably going to be one of the biggest and fastest movers in crypto because that's where mass adoption is going to occur. I think we're going to see that gaming bull run in 2025. I do think top gaming coins, while we're talking about them, are going to move really hard. I would definitely have a bag of Beam. I'd have a bag of Super. I'd have a bag of Echelon Prime. IMX, I think, is going to move turbo hard too. And I think these kind of more fall into the boomer coin category that I mentioned before. These are all kind of boomer gaming coins that tie in an infrastructure of all gaming and provide infrastructure to tons and tons and tons of projects. And that's why I think they're going to do very well. So if I was going to throw anything into my bag on top of those boomer coins, that's what I would throw in there. Now, the thing I think is going to pump the hardest is going to be AI crypto. Why? All the hype and the hypiest ETH coins there are AI crypto coins. They are the perfect combination of narrative, actual investing, because if you've seen the video, you've seen AI in the stock market that's blowing up right now. Actual utility, and then again, the hype narrative is just there. On top of mainstream adoption on these things being very, very close. And then finally, the pumptamentals on these things. A lot of these projects that we're looking at right here have a fully diluted market cap and are sitting at like $20, $30 million market caps. And so the amount of speculation that can go into these coins, on top of all the boomer coins moving and people suddenly thinking, oh, utility, technology, what's next there? This is where it's going to be, because the next place people are going to think of when it comes to technology is AI. It's the biggest story in the entire world right now. So what would I be throwing money at? Now, I don't hold either of these coins, Near or Render, but I think they're going to do exceptionally well and lead the run right here. I want a little bit more higher gains. I think Near, Render, BitTensor. If you're a beginner, I would just stop there. I'm not a beginner. I don't hold any of these coins. I think these are going to get very similar to AVAX games, maybe 50% more, 25% more. So I would throw these into that boomer portfolio I just talked about. I think Akash is going to do very, very well. Where I'm going to start at on this list is I'm going to start with AOS Network. This is the biggest small Bitcoin there is. Now look, I made an AI video a while back that explains the technology on why these coins are important and what they're going to do. I'm not going to make that video again right now because we'll add an additional 30 minutes to this video. We're just not going to do that. What you need to understand about AI coins is there's a few things that they do. They manage the processing of data. They manage the distribution of the power behind AI, the servers, the processing power, or they manage and distribute certain LLMs or bots or certain services in AI. And then finally, there's DePIN, which really works more around decentralizing the distribution of AI power. So for example, to make that clear, it's the same problem we have with banks. For example, one centralized source controls all your money. You can turn it off at a whim. It's the same thing like your social media account and whatnot. The same thing applies to AI. Making AI private and anonymous is absolutely huge. And so DePIN is this narrative that not many people are focused on right now that is going to be massive. And I'll be talking on that just a little bit in this video. So they fall into those categories. So EOS is one of the ones where it comes to processing power. I think this is going to move up to a theta market cap easily. And I think when these coins start to move, EOS is going to pump turbo hard. If I'm going to start anywhere with a more higher risk portfolio, that's going to be starting at. Echelon Prime ties into that. I don't know too much about Echelon Prime, to be honest. I know it's a tie between AI and gaming. I think the narrative and story behind this is phenomenal. Now, the coin I think is going to pump hardest in relation to its market cap. So this is going to be the biggest earner, but of any kind of big market cap AI coin that has a reputation, I think Destra is going to fly. I think it's easily a multi-billion-dollar coin. And here's what you're seeing in all the AI charts right now. So if we look at it, you can see Destra's all-time high was 41 cents right here. And what we want to look at in these projects that are so good, that is very common in AI that a lot of other spaces don't have, is they have a fully diluted market cap that's the same as their market cap. This means there isn't any investors holding big bags waiting to dump on you. For example, if we go look at Illuvium right here, which I think is going to do well this run. I always pick on Illuvium for this. But when it was going up right here, about 90% of the coins were locked up. So we had all these investors that were in massive profit but couldn't sell their coins. And so this pump right here, only about 10% of the coins were available. And as soon as the coins started releasing on the market from investors, they all started selling and it smashed it down. This is really bad. It's not good in a bull run because it really affects the price because you constantly have another 10% of coins being released and then dumped on the market every other week. Most of these AI coins don't have this. This is what makes them really powerful. Now, we want to look for charts just like this. You can see Destra was sitting at 41 cents and right now it's at 30 cents. And even in the entire bear market, it got down to 13 cents. Not really a mini bear market, but just recently. By the way, if you followed me on Twitter and YouTube, I was screaming at you to buy right here. I was also screaming at you to buy these type of coins right here. So like, I don't know. I think my screaming is kind of efficient. If I'm throwing a tantrum on Twitter, your ears should perk up. But really, what we see right here is it topped at 41 cents and it kept popping up to 30 cents. And you keep seeing Destra trying to pop out over and over and over again, despite ETH being terrible right now, despite utility coins being in the absolute dumpster. Nobody wants to participate in any type of utility or ETH or any boomer coins. It's all meme coins right now. So this is really, really important. Why? Because the climate for these is terrible. It sucks. No one wants to be involved in them. Yet we keep seeing it show tremendous strength. Now, if it's doing decent or good or showing strength in a bad climate, as soon as the climate shifts utility and boomer coins, this thing's going to go absolutely crazy. Massive speculation is going to roll into this. And we're going to see tons of investor money and retail money combined flowing into AI coins, which means these breakouts right here, they're going to get accepted and they're just going to go. And then people are going to FOMO in the same way they're FOMOing in the meme coins right now because they think they're going to miss out. I think Destra, this chart right here doesn't just apply to Destra. Okay, this is across a lot of AI coins. We're going to see something very similar. But Destra by far has one of the best narratives for the thing that is going to run. Everybody's looking at this thing. Now, if we keep going down the chart, one I kind of make tongue-in-cheek is PAL. They made a really bad PR move recently. It took them from 30 cents to 15 cents. This could be an undervaluation right here that could lead to massive gains. I think PAL, if everything's done correctly, is a multi-billion-dollar coin. So we could see crazy gains on this by taking advantage of the PR blunder. However, the PR blunder was kind of sketch. So this is definitely a higher risk one. I'm still holding a big bag of PAL. However, I just want to also make it clear that it's kind of a little bit more risky due to that PR blunder. But when you buy these type of dumps in crypto, that's where you usually make some of the craziest gains. So I think this might be either one of the most undervalued coins in AI or kind of risky. You can take a spin with that. 0x0, easy, easy, easy. AI token that's going to do very well. I think this easily goes to $1 billion market cap. And as we start to get lower, I think one of the biggest breakout winners is going to be neural AI, because this ties into gaming and AI perfectly, which are two places where people really, really look at. And it showed just stupid strength since it released. You can even see it's been doing very, very well while utility and everything has been, I mean, damn, that's a good chart. That's good. I think this thing is going to surge. It has tons of attention. It has the right promotion and marketing behind it. It has a narrative behind it. And guys, I want to stress in these videos, there might be coins that have better technology or better fundamental like teams behind them. I'm not looking for that right now. I'm looking for pumps. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Neural's team or anything like that, but a lot of people will be like, oh, this coin over here has much better technology. I don't fucking care, bro. Tell me about how it's going to pump. Tell me the narrative behind it. Tell me what people think about in the market. What I look at in crypto is not the technology. I look at what other people think about the coin, the stories they're telling themselves, and where the liquidity and narrative in crypto is shifting to. Everything's a meme coin to me. Every single one. So when I'm talking to you about coins and stuff right here, understand I'm not doing a big deep dive on the white papers and everything. I'm doing a deep dive on what's going on in people's minds in crypto. That's what I'm looking at. Now, I think Node AI is right up there with Destra narrative-wise. It's just much smaller. Okay, kind of a similar coin. I think this one's going to run super duper hard. We're actually getting into the kind of micro caps at this point. I would say anything below 70 million right now has micro cap potential. This means if we get to 500 million market caps on any of these ones, you're taking home a lot. But we're also getting a little bit more risky as we dive into those. So Palm, just to speak on Palm and Hash, I think these two are going to be really big breakouts because Hash has just one, really good tech, really good things being built on it. And it's just basically AI that ties into mining, making it much more efficient. So it ties in the Bitcoin narrative and everything that goes through it. And it has really good marketing and pump fundamentals behind it. So I think Hash AI is going to be a breakout. And then if we go and look at Palm, this one has shown crazy strength, very similar to what Destra has been showing. You see this thing really wants to break out right here. And the thing I want to point out about all of these, as soon as the AI boom really starts to happen, a lot of these are going to start getting listed on Binance and really big exchanges. And it's going to create the same type of pumps that we've seen with meme coins, which is going to be huge. And that's definitely where you want to start taking a little bit of profit at on these things. Now, another top one that I don't even see listed here, which is kind of powerful for it, is going to be anyone. Okay, this used to be Ader. Now, if we go look at the all-time high right here, it's at 140. This thing has shown, again, the same type of behavior that we've seen with Destra. And you can see it wants to break out again. But I think it's a little bit undervalued right now because of the name change. And this is probably one of the best leading coins when it comes to DePIN. I'm not invested in a lot of DePIN protocols. Anyone is the one that I'm really bullish on. Everything they plug into as far as gaming, the centralization of AI management, and assets and coins, as well as the distribution of AI power, you have to have one of these things to run a lot of the projects and to centralize any type of AI whatsoever. DePIN is going to be plugged into everything, which makes me extremely bullish on anyone. And that kind of falls outside of the AI space as well. It's kind of more in DePIN. And so if I were you, I'd actually go to Google and type in DePIN coins and start researching there. I haven't done nearly enough research in full-on DePIN as I should. I think that's going to be a huge narrative on top of RWA, real world assets, which I haven't researched as much as well. I think those two are going to move super well in this boomer pump. Now, another little hidden gem that I think is going to do really well that's tied to AI and people don't know about it yet is going to be Altura. Just the things they're going to be moving into with NFTs and AI, I'm just going to leave it at that. I think it's going to do very well in the AI space. And as we get into some of the smaller ones that I think have really good pump fundamentals, ZKML, you can see the fully diluted market cap right here. I'm not going to talk about it too much because the market cap's a little small. Extremely good decentralized AI coin. And if we're looking for those bigger gains, another one I'm going to put on that list of like micro cap ones, Parallel AI. And you can actually see it's very similar to Neural, where, you know, it's not very high off its all-time high. And so this thing's been showing a lot of desire to pump super hard. So I'd be watching that. And then the last one I would mention would be Conducts. This ties into NFTs and AI. And I think this market cap should just simply be a lot higher because NFTs, the assets having AI attached to them, having memories and ability to interact with users is going to be very huge, especially in the gaming bull run. So I think this one's a really underrated gem as well. And so to recap everything, I want to stress a lot of the coins I just mentioned. These are like black diamond level crypto. If you are new to this channel, I would really just suggest you do two things. Even if you're not new to this channel and you're kind of semi-older in crypto, I would go and look at those top old boomer coins I talked about. Near, Render, Akash. Again, I don't hold these coins because I want to go for the big gains, but you're going to get really good gains without maximum amounts of risk. A lot of the coins I just talked about, there is a really good chance, almost 100% chance, one or two of them goes to absolute zero before the bull's done. You just lose all your money. Those are really high risk coins. For example, we saw PAL the other day sitting at a market cap twice it's at right now, and they released a bad news statement that looked very sketchy. Nuked the coin, took it down 70%. People who had like hundreds and hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars in it lost 70% of their bag. That happens all the time with those risky coins that I just mentioned. What I would do if I want to get in with the boomer curve and take advantage of AI is I get in the near, render, Akash, AOS I would throw on top of that. I'd throw in Beam, Super, IMX. And I just go and grab big old juicy bags of Cardano, AVAX, and a lot of those other coins I mentioned. I'm just with the big boomer bag. I just suggest Cardano and AVAX and Polygon, maybe some Arboretum. This good old classic. I also throw in Avi for some reason. Maybe a little bit of Cosmos too. Just good old basic boring boomer coins. And I think those are going to deliver really good gains from these points right here. I think those are all easy 5 to 6X's in this run. And that's where I'd be stopping at. To wrap it up, I would go look at good old art collectible NFTs. These are not going to have the same market caps or have as much money going into them as everything I just talked about. That's fine. This is like a small sub-market. Again, there's only 10,000 punks and like 1,000 of them are up for sale. I'm not sure the actual number, but very few of them compared to the total numbers up for sale. Everybody's going to want at least one of these things. Every single crypto 9-figure millionaire and above wants to have at least one CryptoPunk. It's embarrassing not to have one. You're going to see the same thing with Fidenzas. We might see the same thing with Apes. I think we're going to see a big run in Pudgy Penguins. On top of that, Pudgy Penguins is releasing a coin in the future, which I think is going to cause Pudgy Penguins to pump super duper hard. So I would be watching that like a hawk. And then finally, AI, I think if anything's going to move in the boomer space, it's going to be AI coins. It's just that simple. So this is the video. I'm sorry it wasn't as entertaining. We didn't get as many hi-yucks in today. We didn't get as many giggles, but I just had to spew this out like a fire hose because I think as soon as Bitcoin crosses 100K and finds a settling point, ETH is going to move, all this stuff is going to move, and it's just going to be too damn late. So I don't have time to write a Saturday Night Live script for you today. So that being said, follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker for updates much faster. Hopefully you caught the cipher. Hopefully you got the first hint on the time we'll be dropping the meme coin. You probably didn't because I intentionally made it fucking terrible to find. But maybe one out of you of like 50,000 people saw it. And if you solved that cipher first, woo, woo, woo. All right, I'm done making this video. I'll catch you later.